youth, arts, culture, Spectrum. Right now on TRAXXfm.
Welcome to Spectrum on TRAXXfm. It is Kong Yu with the segment. This hour of the show, in this edition of the show, dated Tuesday, January 11, 2021, speaking to an upcoming and rising, of course, potential leader for all of us in Malaysia. Yeah, that's why we hope that this segment can inspire yourself to also strive to become, and in the hopes, of course, collectively putting Malaysia on the world map, right? So we're also live on Facebook right now. If you'd like to join us for the segment today, we are at TRAXXfm Official. Come join us there. If you have a question, comment, anything that you'd like to say, feel free to post in the comment section, yeah? Speaking this hour to my special guests live in the studios today, thank you so much for coming in. I'm speaking to Shien, who is the president and founder of the Young Leaders Association, and also a varsity leadership icon, as well as, of course, at the same time, his prime agenda in being at University of Malaya. He's also studying law also, right? So, Shien, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it's my pleasure to talking to you and TRAXXfm.
Yeah, thank you for coming in person, and I understand you came up all the way from your hometown of Johor Bahru, right? So we appreciate you taking the time out and making the travel and all that. Actually, before we get into the topic of today, because you've been studying predominantly of course, you are at UM at the moment, but you've been doing mostly study from home at the moment.
Yes, precisely.
Right. How has that been for you so far?
I feel like study from home is also have some advantages. For example, we can learn from the comfort of home, We have the home cooked food. We can study at any places, from my room, from study room, at the living room, at kitchen, any places, so it's quite convenient.
Yes.
And also can save some cost. For example, when I'm in university, so I have to take a Grab or I have to take some transportation to the faculty, and also to buy some food, and also to buy books. But at home, I can just order online. Everything can be done conveniently. So I feel like there's also some pros and cons.
Yeah, you hit on a very important one, of home cooked food. Not only, I'm sure your mom would be happy to do that, but it's always more nutritious also lah.
Yes.
Right, healthier and all that. So good, right? So, let's talk about what happened at the International Youth Legal Conference, Youth Legal Exchange Conference for 2021, right? And also, what is that all about? What is its organizer? What is the theme? What is it all actually all about? The Exchange Conference, tell us.
Okay, this International Youth Legal Exchange Conference 2021 is co-organized by the Department of Justice, Hong Kong, and also another one will be International Youth Legal Exchange Federation. So this year the theme was about access to justice, the key to inclusive society and sustainable development. As we know, the world is marching into 2030, the SDG. So we need to pledge our commitment and to find ways that how we can explore the shared interests and also to confer on our common agenda to achieve SDG, particularly in this conference, which is SDG 16, which is about peace, justice, and strong institution. When I refer to strong institution, it's about the legal system and the justice system to serve the justice and also to ensure that peace and harmony can be observed at all times.
Wow, okay, so quite high-level goals, all these nice aspirations to work towards for all of us as Malaysia. And also, it's very refreshing to see somebody at your age, of course, championing these issues, but that's what we need to do. We need to get ready as, in a way, we need to get our youngsters, we need to get our children, all even the toddlers and the newborns, just kind of have that mindset of making sure that we live sustainably and we can actually continue to do that for generations to come, right? So you're definitely holding a particular torch there in terms of that agenda, right? But tell us more about the conference. How many countries were there overall?
In the conference, about 11 countries were the participating countries. For example, Malaysia, Hong Kong, of course, China, Cambodia, Mongolia, Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, Macau, and also Mongolia. Altogether 11.
11 countries, yeah? And what was the topic chosen by you guys specifically to fit with the overall theme and agenda? And can you also tell us why the topic was chosen?
Okay, so Malaysian team, which comprises of me and my friend, so we choose the topic of dual legal system, which is the two legal system in Malaysia. So we wish to showcase and also to show the world about the uniqueness of our Malaysian legal system, in which we have the common law and also the Sharia law. And our dual legal system can actually be traces back to our colonial times. So all these systems should be maintained, and also to promote uniformity in the law, and also to have a clear definition in the law. So we propose a few suggestions also on how common law and Sharia law can maintain and also can sustain and also can run smoothly together without interrupting each other, but they can flow smoothly concurrently.
You and of course your rest of your friends and fellow students, right? So how many of you were in the team?
3 of us,
3,
including me.
Okay, nice. Okay, and of course, the big thing was that you guys actually picked up the best paper award, right?
Yes.
So congratulations on that. And also, what was your reaction like by yourself and also your other 2 teammates when you were announced as the winner of the best paper award?
To be honest, we were quite shocked, and also we were very pleasantly surprised to us, because, as you know, in this conference, it's not just youth, but also we have young lawyers, from the other country, those who are already in the practicing lawyer, and also from the bar, etc. So we are just law students, and we are managed to get the best conference paper. And whoever who get the best conference paper will be sponsored fully to Hong Kong Legal Week. Supposed to be last year,
right.
End of the last year, but due to pandemic, so they postponed it to this year. So we are set to travel to Hong Kong by end of this year, hopefully.
Okay, hopefully that pans out, right? And
yes.
I guess it should. I mean, there's so many months more down the road. Hopefully things will settle down in terms of the standard SOPs lah.
Yeah.
Right? There's only so much we can do to how shall we say, work around the current health restrictions, right? So we look forward to that. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to that as well. Take us back through to that moment or that conference per se, right? In terms of the presentation of the paper, right? Can you share with us an experience? Did you take turns? How was that done?
Okay, so the presentation was actually the summary of our conference paper. So our conference paper was about 5,000 words. So the presentation is actually served as a summary and also to summarize all the important and salient points in the conference paper. So for example, we talk about the introduction, the history of the common law and the Sharia law, how they came into existence and how they came to play, and what was the importance of these 2 legal systems, and also how they can continue to exist harmoniously and peacefully in the years to come. As we know, sometimes it might be conflict of law. For example, when a non-Muslim and also a Muslim marriage, so sometimes it might be, the custody of the child should go to who. So these are some of conflict that is happening in the country.
That's right.
So we need to address it in the conference paper, but from an academic perspective and so professionally. So we talk about all this and also some suggestion. For example, constitutional supremacy is not something that we can compromise, and it should be upheld at all times. For example, it's stated and also enshrined in our constitution, Article 4.1, that constitution is the supreme law of this land, and we should respect the constitutional supremacy. And also, not to forget, we also stress on the rule of law, which is that everyone is equal before law, and there is the presumption of innocent until it's proven otherwise. So we talk about all these common points, and also I think this conference is a very good conference, and we can keep each other abreast and also keep each other updated about our respective legal jurisdiction, and also how we can improve, and also most importantly work hand in hand collectively to achieve SDG, and also to achieve a better world, and also more importantly to achieve a more sustainable, and also make sure that justice can be observed in all countries together.
It's interesting when you look into just the surface level of how the laws, legality and practices is related to sustainable development goals. In terms of this, sometimes I think you can see it's not directly correlated to the layperson, right? They may not be able to understand it per se. So maybe you can tell us more, right, about Goal 16 of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. What is it? Maybe elaborate more, since you've done a lot of study on it, and then also how are you guys involved?
Okay, sure. So basically, Goal 16 of the SDG is pertaining to peace, justice, and strong institution. So we wish to observe peace and also justice in our country, and also in all the country who are the members of the United Nations. So when we talk about peace, justice, and also strong institution, we also need to future-proof what is going to happen in the future. For example, in the future, we will have more digitalization. So in Malaysia, as you can see, we have about e-filing, e-saman, and also e-lelong. So we have already take our court to digital and also on the online platform. So we wish to promote all these people to also use and also to familiarize, and most importantly to acclimatize themselves to all these digital skills which are necessary and also important for them to improve their access to justice. because we need to ensure that justice is not just served and also entertained to particular group of people, but should be served to all group of people, including regardless of background, rich or poor, something like this. So it should be ensured and also should be served for all people. So I think digital skill is very important, and also about the knowledge. So I would encourage maybe the education ministry can inculcate the knowledge of law starting from primary school, so they can gain some knowledge about constitution, for example, the fundamental rights, for example, freedom of association, freedom of religion, etc. So I also think we should also stress on the constitutional supremacy, as I stated, which is that Constitution should always be the supreme law of the nation, that all law we are conflicting with the Constitution should be void. So we also stress that in order to promote more sustainability, so this is something that we should be emphasized and looking at.
Interesting thoughts, right? Especially coming from a person like you, a young man like you, as well as your fellow students existing in the UM environment and also within Malaysia, right? A lot of these issues, not some, are actually quite sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it comes to but that's where we need to actually be very honest to talk about, right? And all that. So I'm glad that, you are actually working around these themes. Today we don't have the luxury of being able to go into those details with you. Perhaps maybe in a later future slot we could actually talk about some of these issues. Yeah. Right. Thank you so much, Shien. We're going to take a very short breaker. Right. Make sure you stay tuned right here, as I will be picking more of my young talent and guest brains, right, on on his thoughts and opinions. Yeah, so more on Spectrum on TRAXXfm coming right up. Of course, this is a perfect time if you're tuning to us via the radio waves to also join us on Facebook. We are live at TRAXXfm Official. Head on there right now. It is the interview feature that is being covered on our Facebook Live special as well. Come in and join in the visual fun right here on Spectrum on TRAXXfm.
Youth, arts, culture, Spectrum. Right now on TRAXXfm.